So someone just called me. She's an elderly lady that I know from a previous bank that I worked. She was my very good customer and eventually became a very good friend. She called me and says, Flora, please, I noticed there is a slight increase in my transfer charge. Can you give me a background to that? What happened? I'm like, whoa, I am not aware of any change. I am not aware of CBN approving any review of bank charges in commercial banks. But hey, I am going to do my findings and get back to you. So she went on and on about how she misses banking back in the days. And I'm like, yo, you miss banking back in which days? And she went on like, back in the 90s and in the early 2000s, she just misses how banking used to be in Nigeria. I'm like, yo, we have transitioned, we have moved, we have grown, we have technology now. And she says, yes, but I still just preferred some of the services back then. So in 2025, somebody is still thinking like this. I was really shocked because this woman is really tech savvy. She's very detailed, she's well read, she's learned, she's well traveled, she's well exposed and everything. But she just says a part of her yearns for how banking used to be in Nigeria in the 90s and in the early 2000s. So I'm bringing it here to you. So for those of you that were around, would you even think of choosing how banking was in those days in the 90s and early 2000s to what we have today? For the Gen Zs, those of you that were not around then, you might not really understand what we are saying. But let me throw it back a little bit to how it used to be in Nigeria bank back in 90s and in 2000s. So this was an advert from First Bank in 1994. Where were you in 1994? As for me, I was in my final year. You were in your what? Man pass man, banky pass banky yo. First bank, now you be number one. The bank we start bank business for Nigeria. Don't reach 100 years old. First bank yo, una well done oh. First bank yo, una do well oh. Bank we dey every corner for Nigeria oh. First bank yo, una well done oh. Bank we for 100 years to support our economy oh. First bank yo, una well done oh. Bank we dey help to businessman and help a farmer oh. First bank yo, una well done oh. For sports, arts and culture nka. First bank yo, una well done oh. Bank we for 100 years still dey strong and never tire oh. Una well done oh. In this era, in the 90s and early 2000s, there were scarce information. Information was not really easy to come by. This includes details about bank charges. You go to a bank branch and you want to check your balance, and they write this on a tiny piece of paper and hand it over to you. When you compare this paper with the previous paper they gave you, you will notice changes, and upon inquiry, you will be told that it is bank charge. It is bank charge. This was just a blanket name they called every penny that was deducted from customers' account. Bank charge. So fees and charges might not have been really exposed, they might have been hidden or not clearly explained in this time. You are charged, but you don't know what you're charged for. No SMS notification, no email notification, because of course in mobile phones just came into Nigeria in late 90s, 1999 thereabout. And banks really waited for a significant number of their customers to acquire mobile phones before they introduced the SMS alert service. So everybody was just walking blindly. So I was telling this old lady that actually there were charges. Yeah, fewer charges, but there were charges that you were not told. You guys were really not aware because the information was scarce and not readily available. Again, there were no ATMs. So just imagine that you want to do a transaction in your bank. every single time you have to carry yourself and go to a bank branch. Now remember there were fewer branches. Banks did not really have branches all over. They are mostly in Lagos and flagship cities across Nigeria. So you have to travel. You have to travel to access banking services. So ATM, there was nothing similar to it. This means that for there were no alternate solutions to basic banking services. Everybody went into the bank. You want to check your account balance, you go to the bank. You want to make withdrawals, you go to the bank. Let me show you another advert from old Equatorial Trust Bank.
My son, I beg, this bank is it your own bank? Yes, I want you to help me for this bank with your influence.
At Equatorial Trust Bank, all customers are important. You don't need any influence here, Baba. But what are you doing with the mat?
A bombastic accent. You see the man where they go catfish, they ask him why you all look. You don't know that anybody will want to go to the bank now. We hope to sleep there until tomorrow.
Are you are?
They don't have enough chair here.
Is it a chair you want, sir, or quick service?
I need quick service. Give me my tally number. This lady don't want to give me my tally number.
Please, sir.
My surprisation.
It takes about 3 minutes for across-the-counter transactions at Equatorial Trust Bank.
Equatorial Trust Bank Limited, partnership that works.
You see the mat that man is holding in that advert. You are going to need that mat when it is time to do a transfer. So back in the days, you could not do instant transfers. There were RTGS, real-time gross settlement, NEFT, TT, and the likes. So basically, when you do a transfer from your bank, you go home. You tell the beneficiary that I've done this transfer, but it's going to hit your account tomorrow. That's NEFT, right? Tomorrow, like maybe 12 noon, is going to hit the beneficiary's account. So it was not this instant that you just carry your phone and initiate a transfer, interbank transfer, and it hits the beneficiary immediately. No, it was not like that. And you see these 3 minutes that the lady that was stated in this advert, it was exaggerated. It was exaggerated. Everybody literally had a tally number. You stayed on the queue, and to be honest, it was not 3 minutes. It was never 3 minutes, can never be 3 minutes. Sometimes if you had serious business, you take your tally number, go do your business, and then you come back, it's still not your turn yet. So this is just a brief summary of how it used to be there. So I'm leaving it to you guys. So tell me, do you prefer it this way or you prefer it the 2025 way? 2025, there are a lot more charges, but at least you can see them and you have options, you have competition. There is serious and tight competition. We have online banks now. It was not like that. If you are not using this bank back in the day, you are using the next bank. It was just a few of them. And yeah, so let me know in the comments. And also, if you notice any change, any increment in your transfer charges, please let me know in the comment section. And also let me know the name of the bank. I'll see you again. Bye.